everyone for joining this training session number 1, 2023. The speaker for our training today is Encik Mazlan Abdul Latif, Training and Development Consultant, FX Knowledge Sdn Bhd. So without any delay, I invite Encik Mazlan for self-introduction and continue with the training. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Puan Zunika. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good morning, ladies and
Encik Mazlan cakap
gentlemen.
kuat sikit, tak apa dengar.
Sorry. Okay, can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. First of all, thanks to Puan Zunika for the arrangement on today's sessions. Thank you to every one of you for your time joining the sessions. And of course, I'm glad to conduct this session today to assist you to share with you what Turnitin is all about. Okay, so my name is Mazlan, representing Apex Knowledge Sdn Bhd. Just for information, Apex Knowledge is not Turnitin, but we are the exclusive reseller for Turnitin in Malaysia. Okay, because we got the rights to represent Turnitin since October 2007. So practically we have been around for the past 15 years. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do today is I go through a brief introduction what Turnitin is, and then we go to the hands-on training, okay, a step-by-step training. And then I will show you our the live demo, okay, our sample account, sample of Turnitin report, how lecturer can interpret the report, okay, and I will share some tips and tricks, okay, to avoid misconduct from the students. Okay, so if you have any questions throughout the session, you can stop me at any time, or feel free to drop your questions on the chat window, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. Okay, and for information, these sessions will be recorded, and I will share the recorded sessions to Puan Zunika to forward to all of you. Okay. Right. So a little bit about Turnitin. Turnitin is an educational tool that allows educators to check for the authenticity of students' work. Okay, Turnitin helps you as lecturers to engage with your students to learn how to write a better paper, become a better writers, to promote critical thinking, and the most important thing is to ensure academic integrity. Okay, it was started on 1996 by the company called Turnitin LLC. Okay, this is US-based software, and the founder is Dr. John Berry. Okay, Turnitin is completely web-based. It works exactly just like your Facebook account. For example, in Facebook, you'll be using your personal email and password to log in. But for Turnitin, you'll be using your official email and password to log in. Okay, same thing. No CD, no software. You don't have to install anything, right? So Turnitin consists of two tools, okay, the originality check and the grade mark. For the originality check, previously it was known as plagiarism prevention software. But as a part of Turnitin rebranding strategy, the rename as originality check. Okay, the main reason is because of the wrong perception towards Turnitin. Okay, because last time, whenever we talk about Turnitin, people will think Turnitin detect plagiarism, Turnitin catch students cheating. In fact, this is not true. Okay, what Turnitin does is to match your students' papers against the collection of Turnitin databases. So you as a lecturer, you have to use your own judgment to judge result given by Turnitin whether there is plagiarism or not. Okay, Turnitin is only tool to guide you, and the most important thing to save your time in detecting where your students copy from. Okay, so please remember, Turnitin doesn't detect any plagiarism. Okay, and then the second one is grade mark. Okay, grade mark is for online marking. So instead of using red pen to mark on hard copy, by using Turnitin, you can mark online, you can put comments, you can even put voice comments to the students' paper. Okay. Right, so this is what Turnitin will do. Okay, accept student papers. Everything has to be in e-format. For example, Microsoft Word, PDF, HTML, as long as it is text document. Okay, editable documents. So students have to have their own Turnitin account as a student, and students have to submit their paper by themselves. Okay, So when the paper is submitted to Turnitin, it will be matched against three types of databases, and then Turnitin will check and produces what we call the originality report. Okay, so from the originality report, lecturer and students can see the similarity index, okay, the percentage of the matching. Okay, and this is a brief idea how it works. Okay, students' paper or even your personal paper or personal articles. Okay, when submitted to Turnitin, it will be matched against a billion and billion of contents. Okay, three types of databases, and then Turnitin will give you the report. Okay, so this is the reports will looks like. Okay, on the left will be the student assignment, students paper text, and then on the right are all the matching sources. Okay, so box number one, it comes from the source number one and website number one. Okay, box number two, source number two and website number two. Okay, so you can see at the box number one here, the whole box is highlighted into red color, but the words just a short time period in gray color. Then will be the student's original words. Okay, so when I click at the box itself, then it will show up a side-by-side comparison. Okay, as you can see from the original websites, in the space of a few minutes, but somehow these students actually change it into just a short time period. Okay, so this is how Turnitin will do the detection. Okay, I was a student before. So as a student, we attend to paraphrase, change the wording sequences, replace the word here and there. It still can be highlighted. Okay. So in order for students to escape any detection from Turnitin, they have to change as much as 50% of the total words. Okay. For example, in a paragraph of 100 words, they might have to change 50 to 60 words in order for them to escape any potential detection from Turnitin. Okay, right. And then each paper will have a very unique paper ID, okay, author name, date of submissions, and the word count as well. And then you can see here 94% overall similarity index. It doesn't mean that 94% plagiarism. Okay, it's 94% similar to the collection of Turnitin databases. Okay, so you as a lecturer, you have to use your own judgment to judge result given by Turnitin whether that's plagiarism or not. Okay, all the highlighted contents, whether there is plagiarism or not. Okay, so if no plagiarism, if students not plagiarize or no other issues, you as lecturer, you can exclude the sources. So that will brings down the percentage. Okay, and then lecturer students can download and print the whole report. Okay, right. So whatever that you are looking at now, we call as text only report. Okay, so in the student assignments, they might have pictures, diagrams, graph, everything will be taken out automatically because Turnitin only scan through all the text. Okay, this is the first initial report from Turnitin. But now Turnitin came out with a new interface, what we call the feedback studio. Okay, so on the feedback studio, they are showing you the original format of students' paper. Okay, so if they have any pictures, diagrams, graph, everything will be shown at the original place. Okay, same thing, student assignment on the left. And then on the right, you can see different tabs with different colors. Okay, so the blue color, blue tabs is for turning in grade mark, turning in online marking, and the red tabs is for turning in originality check. Okay, again, lecturer, students can download and print the whole report. Okay, all right. Three types of databases. The first one is a current and archive internet copy. Currently, Turnitin has 80 billion pages index, and the good thing is it's still counting. So every day, Turnitin will index a new web pages into the database. Okay, so if you find out that your students like to copy from any particular websites, you can let me know. Okay, we will ask Turnitin to index into the database for free. Okay. And then the archive copy. I'm sure without turning in, some of the lecturers must be using Google to check their students' paper. Okay, according to Google technology, they are showing you the information that hits internet 5 minutes ago. Okay, let's say your students do the assignment now, and maybe they submit 3 months or 6 months later. The information might not be in Google anymore, but for turning in, they will archive everything. Okay, so even your students submit 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years later, it still can be highlighted. Okay, so this is to prevent copy and paste culture among the students. Okay, and then the second one, students' paper submitted to Turnitin since 1996. So whatever you as a lecturer or your students submit, everything will go to the Turnitin databases for future matching. Okay. And then the third one, make Turnitin very special, millions of publishers content. Okay, all the journal articles. Okay, the cross-check is the latest partnership that Turnitin has the largest scholarly comparison databases. Okay, from STM publishers, for example, Elsevier, IEEE, Sage, Springer, Telem Francis, Wiley. Turnitin also has the content partners with the leading aggregators. Okay, for example, like Cengage, EBSCOhost, Emerald, Pearson, ProQuest. So these are that Turnitin has all their content in the database. Okay, the online content. Okay. All right. So in order for you to use Turnitin, there are 4 easy steps. Very simple. Okay. The first one time process only. Of course, you have to create your own user profile first. Okay. So once you got your own user profile as instructor, okay, the role of lecturer will be create a class and create assignment. Okay. So once you have created the class and created an assignment, you have to provide your students with the class information, which is class ID and enrollment key. That's it. Okay. So that your students can actually enroll under your class and start submit paper. Okay. So the role of instructor, lecturer will be create class and create assignment. The role of students to submit paper. But in order for students to submit paper, they have to enroll under your class. Okay. So in order for them to enroll under your class, they will need the class information, which is class ID and enrollment key. Okay. I will cover all the steps during the hands-on session. Okay. Okay, these are the list of our clients in Malaysia. When we start on 2007, we only have 6 customers. Okay, the first two is Sunway and Monash University. They have to use Turnitin because of the training program from UK. And then the other 4, the international school, the Dalat, Monkiara, Kuala Lumpur, and International School of Penang. Okay, so when my colleague visited them and asked them why they need Turnitin for kids, 7, 8, or even 9 years old. So they told that the main intention of them use Turnitin is not to catch the students, but to groom the students from young. Okay, to educate the students from young. So when the students grow up to the state level, they will know what to do. They will know how to write a paper instead just copy and paste blindly. Okay, that's their main objective. Okay. And you can use Turnitin from anywhere, anytime around the world, including through your smartphone and your tablet as well, as long as you have connection to the internet. And Turnitin does support 30 foreign languages, including Bahasa, Mandarin, Arabic. Okay, so if you have any paper in any languages, you can try to submit. I'm sure there will be a detection. Okay. Okay, this is a link for the guides and resources. Okay, so all the online guides and resources for Turnitin administrator, instructor, and student. Okay, I will share this link to Puan Zunika to forward to all of you. And this is a link for the videos. Okay, all the tutorial videos for Turnitin administrator, instructor, and students. So I will share both link to Puan Zunika to forward to all of you. Okay. All right. Any questions up until now? Ada soalan?
No chair.
Am I going too fast?
No, just fine.
Yes, fine. Okay, great. All right. So if no questions, okay, we got a questions from the chat window from Hijaz Rizwan. Can it detect chat GPT articles? Okay. So the chat GPT is the famous, I think started last year, November, December, something like that. Okay. So for informations, Turnitin and have developed one team called AI writing team. So Turnitin and AI writing team working closely with educators, with all the lecturers. Okay, they are rapidly innovating to address AI writing and AI generated text. Okay, this year, this month, 13 February, Tenin announced AI writing detector and AI writing resource center for educators, for all the lecturers. Okay, can be found in the Tenin website. Tenin has successfully developed an AI writing detector. Okay, but Turnitin plans to add this functionality to its core writing integrity products as early as April this year. Okay, so at the moment, for ChatGPT or any AI writing tools or any AI phraser and so on, Turnitin unable to detect yet. Okay, but Turnitin will add on, okay, the functionality to detect for the from all the AI writing tools um, as early as April this year. Okay, so any news I will update all the administrator for all the institutions for any new features or new functionalities. Okay, any other questions? Okay, if no questions, okay, we go to the hands-on sessions. Okay, a step-by-step training. Okay, this is the training guides for instructors. Okay, there are 4 easy steps, very simple, straightforward. So this is what we are going to cover today. All right. Okay, so now you open internet browser and then you go to the Turnitin website. Okay, www.turnitin.com. Okay, we are going to do a step-by-step training. All right. Okay. So for those of you who already have Turnitin account as instructor under IIUM, okay. So what you can do, you just click on login button here. Okay, just click on login button. Enter your email address that registered for Turnitin account under IIUM, your password, and then you click login. Okay. And then for those of you who already have Turnitin account as instructor, but you cannot log in or you've forgotten your password. Okay, or sometimes your password expired. Okay, so what you can do, you can reset your password. Okay, so how to reset the password? Okay, you can scroll down and then you can see here forgot your password. You just click here link. Okay, just click here link, so it brings you to the reset user password page. Okay, and then you just enter your email address associated with Turnitin account under IIUM and then your last name. Okay, and then you click next button. All right, and then you have to answer the secret question here. Okay, so if you forgot your answer for the secret question, okay, don't worry, you just click on forgot your answer link here. Then the system will send a link to your email to set new password for your Turnitin login. Okay, so once you click forgot your answer, you have to check your email. Okay, Turnitin will send the link to your email to set new password for your Turnitin login. Okay, but if you can answer your secret question here, you can straight away set the new password for your Turnitin login. Okay, all right. For new users, okay, for those lecturer who don't have Turnitin account as instructor under IIUM, anyone here don't have Turnitin account yet? Okay, so if you are new users, you don't have Turnitin account, or maybe you are new lecturer, you just joined IIUM. Okay, so what you can do, you can get your Turnitin account from Turnitin administrator. Okay, Turnitin administrator for IIUM will be Puan Zunika. Okay, so what you can do, you have to provide your first name, your last name, and email address. Okay, IIUM email address to Puan Zunika. Okay, then Puan Zunika will add your email to Turnitin account as instructor under UUM. All right. So once you added your email, you will receive the welcome email from Turnitin. You have to check your email, your inbox or junk mail or spam mail. Okay. And then you receive welcome email. You just follow the step number 1 here lah. Okay. You just follow the step number 1 here, which is to setting up new account. Okay. This is for new users. Okay. As I mentioned, this process one-time process only. If you already have Turnitin account, you don't have to create account anymore. Don't bother the first step anymore. Okay. So if you already have Turnitin account, just click login, enter your email, password, and click login. If you cannot log in, if you've forgotten your password, or if you try to log in, password expired, you just reset your password first, set new password, and then you can log in. Okay. So I believe for today's sessions, most of you already have Turnitin account, right? So if you don't have Turnitin account, you can get your Turnitin account from Puan Zunika. Okay, so I will skip the step number 1 here. Okay, so you just log into your account. Okay, just click login, enter your email address, password, and then you click login. Okay, you can email your details to zunika@iium.edu.my. Okay, Puan Zunika will be the Turnitin admin lah. Okay, for IIUM. All right, so once you registered, once you log in, this page you will see. Okay, so this is instructor homepage. So you can see the institution name will be here. Okay, so your institution name will be IIUM lah. Okay, IIUM, the institution name. And then at the top here, you can see the black bar. Okay, you can see the black bar. So you can see your name will be appeared here. Okay, so this is your account. And then here you can see instructor. Okay, so this is instructor account, lecturer account. Okay, so when you click on the drop down menu here, instructor can become student and student can become instructor. Okay, so as a lecturer, please do not share your instructor account to your student. Okay, do not share your instructor account to your students. If your students got instructor account, if students got access for the instructor account, they can manipulate their paper by themselves. Okay, so you as the lecturer, you will have Turnitin account as instructor, and student will have Turnitin account as a student. Okay, all right. Okay, so now we go to the step number 2. Okay, here we go to the step number 2, which is to create class. Okay, so the creation of a class on Turnitin system is the first step in allowing you as instructor and students to access and use the services available at IIUM. Okay, most instructor and students activity on Turnitin occurs within the class or classes created by you as instructor. Okay, so you use the class to organize your students and student submissions into groups. Okay, a class and its assignments are fully available to you, okay, to the instructor between the date of the class creation and the selected expiration date. Okay, as you can see in my account here, no classes have been added to this account. To add your first class, okay, you either click here link or you click on add class button. Okay, so you can click the add class button on your instructor homepage. Okay, and then you can see create a new class, class settings, the first one class type. Okay, so when you click on the drop down menu, you can see 2 types of classes, standard class and master class. Okay, master class, it doesn't mean that for your postgraduate students. Master class is not for master student. Master class bukan untuk student PhD. Okay, you are only to use master class when you have a group of tutor or teaching assistant under you. Okay, and then at the same time, you want to have the full access to each of your tutor or teaching assistant classes. Okay, for normal submissions, we use standard class. So for standard class, you will log into your own account and you will have access to your students only. Okay, you won't have access to any other people classes. Okay, right. And then next, class name. That will be your subject name or subject code. Class name can be anything. It's up to you. Okay, you can put your subject name or subject code. For example, I put here MGM 3211 marketing. Okay, management. Okay, so for the class name can be anything. It's up to you. Okay, you can put your subject code, your subject name, or maybe you can put semester, you can put year. It's up to you. Okay, class name can be anything. And then next, enrollment key. Enrollment key is the key that you have to provide to the students in order for students to enroll under your class and start submit paper. Okay, I did mention you have to share the class class information, which is class ID and enrollment key. So the enrollment key you have to set from here lah. Okay, for the enrollment key. Okay, so this key you have to provide to the students with the class ID. Okay, in order for students to enroll and start submit paper to Turnitin. For example, maybe you can put the subject code as enrollment key MGM 3211. Or you can put something simple like password, ABC123. It's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, so you have to provide this information to your students. Okay, and then next, subject area and the student level. Okay, so for the subject area and the students level, okay, so these two fields are compulsory for you to key in. Okay, it's compulsory for you to key in your subject area and the students level. Okay, but it doesn't affect your classes or your assignments that you create. Okay, this is for Turnitin record purpose only. Okay, just for Turnitin record purpose. Okay, but it's compulsory for you to key in your subject area and your students level. Okay, it won't affect your class or your assignment. Okay, and then next, class start date and class end date. Okay, this will be your class period. Okay, your class period. Okay, by default, the setting is 1 year. Okay, by default, your class period, the setting is 1 year. Previously, only 6 months. Okay, but now, by default, the setting is 1 year. Okay, so if your class period longer or shorter than 1 year, you can change accordingly. Okay, so you can change accordingly. Okay, this will be your class period. Okay, so you can select the end date for the class. Okay, you can select the end date for the class. Once the end date has passed, the class will not be accessible for submissions. Okay, students cannot submit paper unless the class is reactivated. Okay, once a class has expired, the information and assignments in the class are viewable, but no new submissions or assignments may be made. Okay. However, you as instructor, you are capable of extending the expired class to reactivate it. Okay, you can reactivate. If your class expired, you can reactivate. Okay. All right. So you can select the end date for the class and then you can click submit to add the class. Okay, click submit to add the class. So the class information will be displayed in a pop-up window containing the class ID and enrollment key for confirmation. So every time when you create new class, this window will pop up. Okay, they will tell you that you have just created the new class. For example, I created MGM 3211 Marketing Management SEM1 2023. Okay, with the class ID and enrollment key. All right, so enrollment key is the key that you set just now in your class settings. Okay, the class enrollment key is the key that you have set just now in the class settings. And the class ID is automatically generated from Turnitin system. So each of you will have a different class IDs. Okay, so if let's say you create multiple classes, okay, so you will have different class IDs, even though you put the same class name. Okay, as I mentioned, you have to provide your students with the class information. So this is the class information, the class ID and enrollment key. In order for students to enroll under your class and start submit paper. Okay, so without any of this, without the class ID, without enrollment key, students cannot enroll and students cannot submit paper to Turnitin. Okay, all right, so you should not share your class ID and enrollment key publicly outside of IIUM. Because with the class ID and enrollment key, anyone at any institutions will be able to join your class. Okay, we recommend creating new classes each year, ensuring that inactive students from previous years are not counted against the student limit or causing an increasing build-up of students, which can impact the class performance. Okay, so for the class creation, new classes should be created. For example, you set to each semester. Okay, you set the class according to the semester or school year when a new group of students is in a course. Okay, and then you can click continue. So I just created the class MGM 3211 Marketing Management SEM1 2023 with the class ID to the left of your class name. So if you've forgotten your class ID, you have to provide to the students. If you've forgotten your class ID, you can always refer to the left of your class name. So this is your class ID. Okay. If you've forgotten your enrollment or you would like to change your class end date. For example, this class has expired. You would like to reactivate the class. So what you can do, you can click on edit button here. Okay, the gear icon here, you can click. So it brings you to the earlier page. Okay, so you can update your class. You can see your enrollment key is here, or you can change your class end date. Okay, and then you can click submit. So you as a lecturer, you can create as many classes as you want. Okay, you can create as many classes as you want. Right? Okay, any questions?
Okay, Maslan, is
Yeah.
there any limit for the number of students for each class?
Okay. Number of students for each class, actually, there's no limit, but depending on the how many license that IIUM subscribe. Okay, I think for IIUM, subscribe for 2,000 license. Okay, so for each class up to 2,000 lah. Okay, actually there is no limit. Depends on how many license subscribed by the institution.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay.
There is a
Questions on-
question in the chat,
yes.
Encik Mazlan.
Yeah, let me check. So Hela Mustari, for IUM students, they are allowed to have institutional Turnitin account. Okay, for students will have Turnitin account as a student. Okay, Turnitin account as a student. I will share the training guides. Actually, for the tutorial videos, also we do have the tutorial how to create an account as a student, how to enroll, and how to submit paper. Okay, I will share all the tutorial videos to Puan Zunika to forward to all of you.
Maslan, Assalamualaikum. Dr. Hairina here.
Ya, Doktor.
I actually did try your method whereby I try to reactivate my expired class, but it seems that the Turnitin replied a feedback, there was an error processing your request. Kenapa ya?
When the class, the start date is, when is the start date for the class?
Oh, it's actually a long time ago, but it was in 2020 and it is supposed to end at in 2021. But then I just tried an error using your method in reactivating back the class, but dia keluar dia macam gitu. There was an error processing your request.
Oh, but the start date 2020.
I started 2020.
Supposed to you can reactivate sebab for
itulah.
the class period dia maksimum kita boleh extend sampai 5 tahun sahaja.
Oh, okay.
5 tahun saja. So kalau lepas lebih daripada 5 tahun memang dah tak boleh nak extend lah. Tak boleh nak reactivate lah. Tapi kalau 2020 should be boleh reactivate.
5
Mungkin
years
nanti
limit
boleh
dia.
doktor
Alright,
maksimum 5 tahun saja. 5 tahun. Maximum 5 years only lah.
I did try to adjust until 2023, tapi itulah dia keluar there was an error processing your request.
Okay, tak apa. For that one nanti I try to check with the technical and I will
Alright,
update Puan Zunika lah. Alright. Any other questions for the last question? Okay, from Mushira Ambaras Khan. Can we easily delete the class at any time? Yes, you can, but actually we recommend for you to keep the class lah. But if you no longer use the class, you just expire the class. Okay. So for the class expired, all the expired classes won't be affect the license. Okay. Why we not recommend to delete? Because in future, just in case, if you like to refer back, you can refer back your previous class. And then if you like to request for permanent deletion, okay, so you can request. Okay. Because if you delete the class, you cannot trace the paper. All the paper that your students submit to Turnitin.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
I'm Majida from ICON. I was just wondering, when our students, especially our PhD students, submit their thesis, we usually run it through Turnitin. But
Okay.
they have been complaining when they send parts of the chapters, for example, to be published, journals, for example, this line is always caught by Turnitin. Apparently, they say that it's because they have already published it in Turnitin, and therefore, if they send parts of the chapter to another journal, for example, it's caught there. If that journal also uses Turnitin, is that true?
Yes, but okay, I think for the conference, yes, because I think most of the conference organized by the institutions or any departments that maybe sometimes they are using Turnitin. Okay, so when we submit our articles or our papers to the conference, they will check through Turnitin lah. Okay, but for publishers, okay, for publication, normally most of the publishers they are using another tools called Authenticate lah. It's not Turnitin. It's a sister company. It's a sub product for Turnitin, but it different products. Okay, because Authenticate is in for publishers and researchers. Okay, and for Authenticate databases, they only check against published content and also the internet content. It won't check for the students' paper that submit to Turnitin. I think for your case, doctor, maybe that journal they are using Turnitin, I guess lah.
But
That's
it's
the reason why,
it's rather kesian lah. I mean, because the students need to fulfill their publication requirements. So because they've already submitted to macam Turnitin IIU, diorang dah tak boleh nak, they cannot publish it elsewhere. Padahal it's not really published yet, kan?
Yeah, this is something yang kadang-kadang saya tak faham. Actually, banyak dah yang lecturer tanya kes yang macam ni. Bila submit ada matching, sebab benda tu, sebab yang matching tu matching dengan kita punya paper sendiri. Ya, even papers tu pun tak publish lagi. So apa yang saya boleh jelaskan, sebab mungkin kebanyakan orang yang check tu dia tak faham. Okay, dia tak faham konsep Turnitin sebab saya dah mention tadi. Turnitin memang tak boleh detect untuk plagiarism. Turnitin hanya detect untuk similarity. Okay, so kalau kita sebagai pesara ataupun pelajar submit kepada Turnitin, bukan bermaksud kita publish paper tersebut kepada Turnitin. Kita hanya submit untuk kita semak similarity. Okay, so sepatutnya untuk penerbit ataupun pihak jurnal, editor ke, dia sepatutnya faham. Okay, dan kalau kita boleh buktikan yang itu memang kita punya paper. So sepatutnya kat situ dia ada boleh bicara lah. Tapi kalau paper tersebut memang dah publish, let's say, okay, this year kita dah publish satu paper dekat satu publisher. Okay, and then next year kita write another manuscript, mungkin kita akan gunakan content yang sama. Okay, disebabkan paper tu kita dah publish, walaupun paper kita sendiri, kita still kena quotes, kena cited. Even though there is our own paper. Yeah.
True, that's true.
Sebab tu saya kata, kalau ada citation, ada quotes, even though Turnitin highlight, bukan bermaksud itu adalah plagiarism. Sebab tu saya kata, banyak pihak-pihak daripada penerbit, dia tak faham konsep Turnitin. So bila ada matching, dia terus reject.
Betul. Thank you.
Macam tu, is there any way dia boleh retract the earlier Turnitin report?
Okay, boleh, yes. Ada cara. Caranya maksudnya kita kena request untuk delete kita punya paper daripada Turnitin databases lah.
Cik Mazlan,
Yeah.
okay, I think I have the same experience with Dr. Majidah. When I had my PG student publish paper, that the conference require the Turnitin result as well. So we deposit article to the Turnitin and check the plagiarism. We get the report. And at the same time, when the student want to submit their thesis, we have to run another Turnitin, where actually the student also cite his paper in the dissertation. But I was advised by the CPS to traditionally or to manually to delete the record in the Turnitin.
Yes.
That they will not doubling ataupun matching, kan? So
yes.
I think that one quite complicated because we have to contact traditionally to the CPS to withdraw our record, even though we delete from the Turnitin, but the paper still actually in the Turnitin repository. So every time we have to contact CPS to delete our own paper, student paper or our own papers from the Turnitin record. So why don't actually, maybe in one of the ways actually, suggestion, in your system of Turnitin, you put another interface, meaning that give option to the depositor to make request that please totally delete permanently after the applicant receive the Turnitin report. So that will not be captured matching in the Turnitin system.
Okay. So actually that one, Turnitin do have the function where the instructor can request for permanent deletion using instructor account. Turnitin did launch one new feature last year on April. So instructor can request for permanent deletion from your account. You don't have to email to CPS. For that one, later I will show you during the live demo lah how to actually request. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
In the chat, Encik Mazlan.
Okay, sekejap sampai mana tadi sekejap. Okay. From Najat Abdullah, is the maximum for class ended 1 year only? No. 1 year is the default setting lah. 1 year is the default setting. Okay, if your class longer or shorter than 1 year, you can change the class ended. Okay, as long as IIUM renew the subscription every year lah. Okay. From Mushira, I did answer. Every time we create new class, we have create new user ID and password. Okay, ID and password for class or for login. Okay. For every time you create new class, okay, as I mentioned, Turnitin will pop up a window. Okay, pop up a window, okay, and showing you the class ID and enrollment key. That is the class ID and enrollment key. So meaning that for you, I think that one create new class create new user ID password. I think this one is for login, right? You don't have to create any new ID or any new password for your Turnitin login. Okay, you just create your account once. Okay, you just log in and you can create class, as many classes as you want. Okay, you don't have to create Turnitin account if you already have lah. Okay, how can we check the enrollment key in case we forget? Okay, as I mentioned, okay, from the instructor homepage, you can click on edit button here. Okay, so when you click on edit button, it brings you to the earlier page. Okay, it brings you to the update your class. You can see your enrollment key is here. You can refer your enrollment key is here. And you can change your class edit. Okay, can we combine or merge classes? That one can be done, but that one Turnitin admin need to request to Turnitin support to do it. Okay, because instructor we cannot do to combine or merge the classes. Only technical support can do lah. Okay, you have to ask Turnitin admin Puan Zunika. You provide the class ID. Okay, if two classes want to combine or merge, you provide both class IDs, and then Puan Zunika will ask Turnitin support to combine or merge the class. Okay, all right. Any other questions? Okay, if no questions, we just completed the step number 2, which is to create class. Now we go to the step number 3, which is to create assignment. Okay, so in order for you to create an assignment, you have to click on your class name. Okay, so for example, I would like to create an assignment in this class, Marketing Management Sem 1 2023. So I click on my class name. Okay, as you can see here, before you or your students can submit a paper, you first need to create an assignment. Okay, at least one assignment. Okay, if you create class, students enroll, but no assignment, students cannot submit paper. Okay, so you have to create an assignment, okay, at least one assignment. So what you can do, you click on add assignment button. Okay, all right. And then you can see here, new assignment. Okay, on the left, the first one, assignment title. Okay, you can put assignment title. Okay, for example, thesis, research paper, chapter 1. Okay, if you have the name for the assignment title, you can put it here. Okay, for the assignment title. Okay, and then next, point value. Okay, point value is meant for grade mark, for turning in online marking. Okay, it's optional. You can leave it blank. Okay, point value is meant for grade mark. Okay, for example, okay, this assignment 1 carry 20 marks. So you can put the point value 20 without the percentage. Or this assignment 1 carry 50 marks or 100 marks. So you can put the point value 50 or 100 without the percentage. Okay. This is meant for grade mark, but it's optional. You can leave it blank. Okay. Right. And then next, you can see two options here. Okay. Allow only file types and allow any file type. Okay. For this part, okay, we recommend lecturers to choose the first one. Allow only file types. Okay. Because we use Turnitin to check for the similarity. Okay. If you choose the second one, if you allow any file type, and if your students manipulate the file format. Okay, how students manipulate? For example, if the student scan document, okay, scan the hard copy, it become image file, even though in PDF format. Okay, so Turnitin cannot detect for images. Okay, if let's say students manipulate the file, they scan the document, okay, become image. Okay, but the format in PDF. If you choose this one, students still able to submit the paper, but the result, the similarity might be 0%. Okay. But if your students manipulate the file format, if they scan the document, but you choose the first one, if your students try to submit, they cannot submit because they accept for that file format. Okay. So for this part, it's better for you to choose the first one, allow only file types that Turnitin can check for similarity. Okay. Okay, and then next, submit papers 2. When you click on the drop-down menu, you can see 2 options. Okay, 2 options, standard paper repository and no repository. For standard paper repository, okay, whatever you as a lecturer or your students submit paper to Turnitin, Turnitin will check for the similarity index, how many percent. Turnitin will generate the report. And Turnitin will keep the paper into the database for future matching. Okay. Second option, no repository. Whatever you or your students submit paper to Turnitin, Turnitin will check for the similarity index, how many percent. Turnitin will generate the report. But Turnitin won't keep the paper into the database. Okay. But in future, if someone take the paper and submit to Turnitin, consider original paper, original author. Okay. So normally for student submissions, we always recommend to the lecturers to choose standard paper repository because most of the time, students like to copy from their seniors. Copy senior paper, copy students paper from another institutions. Okay, or all the students in the class, they are copying each other. So this is where you can trace the students paper matching. Okay, and then
Sorry, Cik Mazlan, just to
yeah.
add, say for example, I want to check my students' work for PhD chapter by chapter, so I can use the no repository lah kan?
Yes, correct. Okay,
Ah,
contoh kalau thesis tu ada 5 chapter. So doktor boleh create 6 assignment lah. So yang 5 assignment tu untuk chapter 1, chapter 2 sampai chapter 5. Yang chapter by chapter doktor set to no repository. Okay, so yang satu lagi assignment tu mungkin untuk full thesis. Okay,
yes.
yang full thesis baru doktor set to standard paper repository lah. So bila pelajar dia submit full thesis, so dia tak akan match against chapter by chapter untuk similarity.
Alright, thank you.
Okay. Okay, and then as a lecturer, I believe you have your own paper, you write your own articles, maybe to send to the publishers. Okay, so you can use Turnitin to check your own paper. Okay, your own articles. Okay, for personal paper checking. Okay, for personal paper checking, I suggest you to use the quick submit. Okay, for the quick submit, you don't have to create class, you don't have to create an assignments, you don't have to enroll as a student to submit or to check your own paper. Okay, for quick submit, you just choose types of databases. Okay, and the most important part on the settings is submit papers to make sure you choose no repository, and then you can check your own paper, your own articles as many times as you want before you submit to the publishers. Okay, so please bear in mind, as mentioned, most of the publishers are using another tools. Okay, the sister company of Turnitin, iTanTicket. Okay, so both of them, Turnitin and iTanTicket, they are sharing the same databases. So if you submit your articles to the publishers, publishers will upload your articles to iTanTicket to check for the similarity index. Okay, for personal paper checking, I suggest you to use quick submit. I will show how to use the quick submit later. Okay. All right. Any questions on this part? Okay, standard paper maksudnya bila pelajar submit, Turnitin akan generate report dan Turnitin akan simpan dalam pangkalan data. No repository, bila pelajar submit, Turnitin akan generate report Tetapi Turnitin takkan simpan dalam pangkalan data Turnitin. Okay, so untuk this one, we recommend lecturers to choose standard lah. Macam saya kata tadi, pelajar dia suka meniru senior paper, tiru each other dalam kelas buat assignments, ataupun dia ambil paper daripada different institution, dia tiru. So this is where you can trace the students paper matching. Okay. Alright. And then on the right, okay, start date and due date. Okay, so this is for your assignment period. Okay, start date and due date for your assignment period. Okay, by default, the setting is 1 week. Okay, by default, the setting for the assignment period is 1 week. Okay, so if your assignment period longer or shorter than 1 week, you can change accordingly. Okay, you can change the start date. Okay, the date and time students can begin submitting to the assignments, and you can change the due date. Okay, the date and time the students' papers are due for the assignment. Okay, start date and due date, and the time based on local time. Okay. All right, and then next, post date. Okay, post date is meant for grade mark, for Turnitin online marking. Okay, post date is the date and time students can begin viewing instructor feedback. Post date is the date for you to post the marks for students to view. If you are using Turnitin grade mark. Okay, contoh. If let's say you take 2 weeks or a month to mark your students' paper. Okay, and you are using Turnitin grade mark to mark your students' paper. Okay, online marking. Okay, so you can extend the post date another 2 weeks or a month from the due date of assignment. Okay. So once assignment due, you can start do the online marking using Turnitin grade mark, give marks, give comments to the students. In the post date, your students will be able to see all the comments and marks given to the students' paper. Okay. All right. Okay, next. Okay, don't click submit first. You click on optional settings. This will be your assignment settings. Okay, the assignment setting is very important for you to understand. Okay, it's very important for you to understand the assignment settings. Okay, the first one, the special instructions. You can leave it blank if you don't have any instructions. But if you have, for example, please write between 100 to 200 words. Please submit before due date. Please don't copy and paste. You can put it here. Okay. But if you don't have any instructions, you can leave it blank. Okay. The next, allow submissions after the due date. Yes or no. By default, the setting is no. Okay. If you choose no, after the due date of assignment, students cannot submit any paper. Okay. And then if you choose yes, after the due date of assignment, student still can submit paper, but Turnitin will highlight the date with the red color. Okay. So allow submissions after the due date, yes or no. Okay, if no, once assignment due, students cannot submit paper. Okay, if you choose yes, after assignment due, students still can submit. But Turnitin will highlight the date with the red color. All right. Okay, and then next, similarity report. Generate similarity reports for submissions. Okay, yes or no. Okay, by default, the setting is yes. So if you choose no, once your students submit the paper, no report will be generated. So no point of using Turnitin without the report. So by default, the setting is yes. Okay, and then next, generate similarity reports for student submissions. So when you click on the drop-down menu here, you can see 3 options. Okay, 3 options. First option, immediately, first report is final. Okay, so if you choose this option, meaning that your students can submit paper one time only. Okay, one time only. Okay, students cannot redo, students cannot resubmit. Okay, and then the paper that your students submit to Turnitin will be straight away captured into the database, which is on due date. Okay, so first option, immediately first report is final. Students can submit paper one time only. Sekali sahaja. Cannot redo, cannot resubmit. Okay, and then the paper will be straight away captured into the database, which is on due date. If you choose standard paper repository. Okay, right. And then second option, immediately can override reports until due date. Okay, before the due date of assignment, students can submit as many paper as possible. Okay, for example, students made the first submissions, students got 50% similarity index. And then students would like to redo and resubmit. Or you as a lecturer, you can monitor your students' report from your Turnitin account. Okay, so you can log into the instructor account and you can monitor your students' Turnitin report. And then you can see, oh, these students got 50% similarity index. Then you can engage with your students. You can call your students, you can guide your students. Okay, hello students, please see your Turnitin report. The similarity index is quite high. Please redo, refresh, do something, resubmit or whatsoever. Okay, so your students can actually redo and resubmit. So the second submissions will override the first submission. Okay, the latest paper that your students submit to Turnitin will override with the previous submission. Okay, only the final copy of submissions will be captured into the database, which is on due date if you choose standard paper repository. Before the due date of assignment, all the papers that your students submit to Turnitin will not be captured into the database yet. Okay, only the final copy will be captured, which is on due date. So meaning that once your students submit the paper, Turnitin will generate the report. Okay, and then if your students redo and resubmit, Turnitin will override with the previous submissions and generate the new report again and again and again until due date. So students can submit multiple times to the assignments, okay, and receive a new similarity report. Okay, and then third option, on due date, before the due date of assignments, students can submit as many paper as possible, but only one report will be generated, which is on due date. Okay, so a similarity report will be generated after the due date of the assignment has passed. Okay, all right. Any questions on this part? Ada soalan? Any questions, ladies, gentlemen?
Thank you. That was very clear.
Okay, all right. And then next, exclude bibliographic materials, yes or no? Okay, exclude bibliographic materials, yes or no? Okay, if you choose, okay, for this one, allows you to choose to exclude text appearing in the bibliography. Okay, bibliography, works cited, references sections, okay, of students' paper from being checked for the matches. Okay, when Turnitin generate the similarity report. Okay, so all the appendix, list of references can be excluded from the similarity index. Yes or no? Okay.
Okay, Azlan, sorry.
Yeah.
Does this include footnotes?
Footnotes. Depends. If you, actually they are the guides how to put the bibliographic materials. I will share the link for the bibliographic to Puan Zunika to forward to for you. So as long as the footnote follow the bibliographic method, how you can put the bibliographic materials, then when you exclude bibliographic materials, then it won't highlight as similarity.
So it uses APA citation style, is it?
Yes, yes.
All right.
I will show you some sample for the bibliographic materials later. Okay, and then next, exclude quoted materials, yes or no. Okay, quoted materials, open and close inverted commas, the quotation marks, pembuka dan penutup kata. Okay, so these settings allows you to choose to exclude text appearing, okay, in the quotes, okay, in the quotation marks, quotes. For this part, please bear in mind, because some students are very smart. Okay, salah satu cara students manipulate the submissions, okay, they will use the hidden quotation marks. Okay, hidden quotation marks. For example, okay, in the assignments, first paragraph, students will put hidden open inverted commas. And the last paragraph, students will put hidden close inverted commas. Okay, hidden quotation marks. So if you choose yes, exclude quoted materials, Turnitin cannot detect for similarity. Okay, so please bear in mind. And then next, exclude small sources. If you choose yes, so you can set the source exclusion either by word count or by percentage. Okay, so for example, okay, if I choose by percentage, I want to set by percentage, I put here 5%. So in the report given by Turnitin, they will show you the matching for more than 5%. Okay, if less than 5% match, Turnitin like 1%, 2, 3, 4% matching, Turnitin won't show it to you, and Turnitin won't calculate for the similarity index. Okay, same thing goes to by word count. For example, I put here 10 words. Okay, exclude source by word count 10 words. So in the report given by Turnitin, they will show you the matching for more than 10 words. Okay, if less than 10 words match, Turnitin won't highlight to you, and Turnitin won't calculate for the similarity index. Okay, but for me, I prefer to see everything. Even 1% match, I want to see, I choose no. Okay, it's up to you, whichever that you prefer. Okay, and actually for this three part, the bibliographic materials, quoted materials, and small sources, okay, these settings can be overridden in the individual students similarity reports. Okay, I will show you some sample later. Okay,
Can I ask what is small sources referring to?
come again.
What the small sources referring to?
The small sources, for example, like by percentage. For example, in the report, when you when Turnitin generate the report, right? Okay, you can see most of the sources are less, maybe 1%, less than 1%. So instead of you want to exclude one by one, waste of your time, you can exclude by percentage lah. I will show you some sample later.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Ada soalan? Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Mazlan, with regard to the this is me Hayatullah, Dr. Hayatullah, that was the KNS Faculty of Economic and Engineering Sciences. I just
Okay.
want to know what is the ideal number for the exclusion of the words. Is it 10 words or 15 words? Which one is better? Because, you know, let's say if you are putting a sentence, at least might be consisting of more than, you know, 10 words. So what is the ideal number of the words? for a
Okay,
sentence?
actually, I have no idea for the exclusion by word count or either by percentage, but it depends. Okay, maybe it depends on the institution, or depends on the faculty, or depends on the lecture itself. If let's say the institution said, okay, you can set exclusion by these words or by this percentage, then you just follow lah. If not, if the faculties, if the institution did not set anything, it depends on the lecturers. It depends on you lah.
Okay, it means
Okay.
let's say for the first part of sentence, which consisting of let's say if you choose 10 words count, And then after that, there is a break and there is another word which we add, then there is a break between those two. So it will be okay. It will not be considered similarity much or what? How it works.
Okay. Actually, for this one, for example, by word, 10 words.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to look the content from the original source. Okay. If let's say you exclude by words, you put 50 words. Okay. And then the content on the original source, let's say 100 words. Okay, but the students just copy less than 50 words, so Turnitin won't highlight as similarity. But if students copy more than 50 words from the original source, Turnitin will highlight. If there have any similarities against the original sources, Turnitin will highlight as similarity.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. Okay, and then next, allow students to see similarity reports, yes or no. Okay, by default, the setting is no. If you choose no, when once your students submit paper to Turnitin, they cannot see the report. They cannot see how many percent the similarity index because they don't have access to the report. Okay, if you choose yes, once your students submit paper to Turnitin, they can see the report. They can see how many percent the similarity index. So if you choose the second option here, if you allow students to do resubmission, redo and resubmit again and again and again. Okay, so you have to allow students to see the report. Then easy for you. Okay. Okay, next. Enable translated matching. Okay, so for this one, Turnitin will generate a separate similarity report based on the English translation. Okay, so if your students translate the content, okay, they translate the content and then they submit to Turnitin, Turnitin still can detect for similarity. Okay, so if your students manipulate the submissions by doing the translation, then it's still able to detect similarity for the translation. Okay, so if you like to enable the translated matching, you can choose yes. Okay, this is for the translation. Okay, they translate the content. Okay, and then next, exclude assignment template. Okay, so this is the new features that Turnitin launched last year. Okay, exclude assignment template. Okay, normally students are provided with templates which are submitted alongside their assignment. Okay, so if all students within the class submit the same template, it will influence their similarity report. Okay, so templates can be, for example, the cover page of assignments, maybe the acknowledgement, or maybe the plagiarism declaration. Okay, templates can be uploaded to the assignment settings so that they can be automatically excluded from all student similarity report in that class. Okay, we recommend entering your template for exclusion during assignment creation. Okay, but if you are unable to do so, you can return to the assignment. Okay, assignment settings here. So to enter or edit your template before the first student has submitted. Okay, because once a submission has been made by the students to the assignment, templates can no longer be added or edited. Okay, there are two methods. Okay, to enter a template for exclusion. Okay, you can upload template. If you have the uploaded file, you can upload template, or you can create custom template. Okay, this is a sample for my assignment template. Okay, so for the assignment template, I will upload the cover page of assignment. Okay, which contains the institution name, faculty name, subject name, student name, metric number, lecturer name. Okay, so as well as the plagiarism declaration. So I will upload this cover page and plagiarism declaration as assignment template. So if all my students using the same cover page, okay, and all my students need to submit assignments attached together with the plagiarism declaration. Okay, so if I upload as assignment template, it won't be uh, include in the similarity index. Okay, it won't be count as similarity index. Okay, so if you have the uploaded file, you can upload the file, or you can create custom template. Okay, for example, I got the file, I can upload the template. For the template requirements, uploaded file, the size must be less than 100 megabyte. Okay, and the accepted files type, okay, editable document. Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, HTML. Okay, as mentioned, editable document. Scan document cannot. Okay, and the templates must have at least 20 words of text. Okay, so this is the new features that they launched last year on February. Okay, exclude assignment template. And the next, search options. Okay, students paper, internet contents, and publishers content. Okay, so it's good for you to check on everything. Okay, so this setting allows you to select which Turnitin repositories student submissions will be checked against, okay, when process the report, okay, for the students papers. Okay, three types of databases lah: students paper, internet content, and publishers content. So the similarity index percentage may decrease if a repository option is deselected. Okay, so it's good for you to check on everything, three types of databases. Okay, and the next, rubric. Okay, this is for online grading for the grade mark. Okay, I will cover the grade mark sessions later if we have time. Okay, we'll cover for the grade mark. And then next, grammar checking. Okay, for Turnitin grammar checking, they are using e-rater technology. Okay, you can choose yes to enable the grammar checking. So once you enable the grammar checking, you have to select the handbook. Okay, so the highest will be the advanced. You can select the English dictionary. Okay, you got US or UK, or you can choose both, and you can check for the categories. Okay, spelling, grammar, usage, mechanics, and style. Okay, so this is Turnitin grammar checking using e-rater technology. You can choose yes to enable the grammar checking. Okay, right. And then the last one. Okay, would you like to save these options as your default for future assignments? Okay, if you tick on this, your next assignment creation, your following assignment creation, you don't have to go through the whole settings because this will become your default setting. Okay, so everything will become your default setting if you tick on this, except the assignment template, exclude assignment template. Okay, so the settings will not save the template exclusion setting for any following assignments. So meaning that every time when you create new assignment, if you have the assignment template, you have to upload. Okay, but the rest will become your default setting and it's editable. You can change your assignment settings. Okay, and then you can click submit to add an assignment. Okay, you can click submit to add an assignment. All right, so I just created the class MGM 3211 Marketing Management SEM 1 2023. Okay, so in this class, I created one assignment, assignment 1 with the start date, due date, and post date. Okay, so if you would like to edit your assignment settings, okay, if you like to edit your assignment settings, what you can do, you can click on more actions here. Okay, you can click on more actions here. You can edit settings. Okay, edit your assignment setting. Okay, or you can submit paper here, or you can delete this assignment. Okay, delete this assignment, or you can click for view here. So from here, you can submit paper because they have submit file button here. Okay, so for the submission, paper submissions, the interface same as a students. How students submit paper? Okay, exactly the same interface. Okay, instructor and students will have the same interface, same way how to submit the paper. Okay. All right. Any questions up until now? Ada soalan?
Thank you. That was very clear.
Okay, if no questions, we go to the live demo.
Dr. Sri,
Yeah.
may I know how can we detect if the file is being translated from other language? Is it possible?
Yes, I will show you some sample later if we have on the live demo. I will show you some sample for the translation. Okay, so we go to the live demo. Okay. So this is our sample account. Okay, University of Apex Knowledge. Okay, and then these are the list of my class IDs and my class name. Okay, so if let's say I would like to check for the my class name here. Okay, I just click on the class name here. I want to have a look on this class MGM 3211 Marketing Management Sem 1 2021. Okay, so I just click on the class name. Okay, so in this class, I created 6 assignments. Okay, assignment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and assignment 6. Okay, let's say I want to have a look on assignment 6. Okay, so I just click view. Okay, click on view. Okay, so these are the list of my students' name. Okay, my students' name, all my students that enroll in this class, Marketing Management Sem 1 2021. Okay, with the assignment title. Okay, and then the similarity. Okay, similarity score. This is for turning in originality check. Okay, turning in originality check. And then the grade mark, grade for the grade mark for turning in online marking. Okay, and then the paper ID. Okay, unique paper ID and date of submission. Okay, so do you remember the second part of your assignment settings? Do you allow students to submit paper after the due date? Yes or no? Okay, if you choose yes, if you allow students to submit paper after the due date, and students submit the paper after the due date, turning in will highlight the date with the red color. So meaning that this particular student submitted the paper after the due date. So you can deduct the marks. Okay, for example, okay, I deduct 10 marks for the late submission. Okay. Okay, and then each paper will have a very unique paper ID. Okay, each paper will have a very unique paper ID. So the paper ID is very important because previously, in order for you to remove or delete any paper from Turnitin databases, you have to provide the paper ID to the Turnitin admin. Okay, so you have to provide the paper ID to Puan Zunika for IIUM. Okay, that's why just now Doctor mentioned you have to contact CPS. Okay, the Postgraduate Center. Okay, Puan Zunika, the Turnitin admin, you have to provide the paper ID to Puan Zunika, and then Puan Zunika will email to Turnitin support and request for permanent deletion. So it will take 3 to 5 working days or even longer than that. Okay, that is previously lah. But now I'm excited to inform you that Turnitin team rolled out new automated workflow on last year, April. Okay, this is another new feature. Last year, April, Turnitin launched that Turnitin will allow paper deletion requests to be fully managed by Turnitin account administrators. Okay. Started April last year, Turnitin will allow paper deletion requests to be fully managed by Puan Zunika for IIUM. Okay. So this process of paper deletion request will now become entirely self-managed inside IIUM. Okay, so meaning that you don't have to provide the paper ID. You don't have to contact CPS. CPS need to email support request. Okay, because as instructor, you can request from your instructor account. Okay, from your instructor account. Okay, for example, okay, I would like to request to remove or permanently delete this student's paper from Turnitin databases. So what you can do, you can tick here, and then you can see delete button here. Okay, when you click on the drop down menu here, okay, there are two types of deletions in Turnitin. Okay, there are two types of deletion in Turnitin. Okay, removing a paper from inbox and requesting a permanent deletion. Okay, if you remove from inbox, if you click remove from inbox, papers will be removed from view, from your account. You cannot view, but not deleted from Turnitin databases. Okay, just remove from your account, from your view, but not deleted from Turnitin databases. So it will still appear in similarity matches. Okay, so if you remove from inbox, you cannot request for permanent deletion. You cannot trace the paper ID. Same thing, if you delete the class, delete the assignments, just in case, in the future, if you like to request to delete, you cannot request. Okay. Some lecturers thought that when they remove from inbox, it will be removed from Turnitin databases. No. Okay. As mentioned, if you remove from inbox, just remove from your account, not from Turnitin databases. Okay. Right. And then the second one, request permanent deletion. Okay. Requesting a permanent deletions. Permanent deletion request only apply to papers that are submitted to the standard paper repository. If you set assignment settings, standard paper repository, only you can request lah. Okay. If the paper was not submitted to the repository, if you choose no repository, you don't have to request lah because the paper is not in the Turnitin databases. Okay. So a request will be sent to your Turnitin administrator. So for IIUM, your request will be sent to Puan Zunika. Then she will review lah the request to approve or reject your request. Okay, so she will approve lah. If she agreed, the paper should be deleted. Okay, for example, okay, I click request permanent deletion. Okay, and then this window will pop up. Okay, permanent deletion request. So you can read through the information here and then you can click continue button. Okay, and then you can see the submission details. Okay, submission details for the student's paper. Okay, and then you have to select the reason why you want to remove or permanently delete this student's paper from Turnitin databases. Okay, it's compulsory for you to select the reason. Okay, for example, wrong paper submitted by the student, for example. Okay, so you have to choose the reason. If you got other reasons, you can choose lah, and then you just state the reason here lah. Okay, and then you have to click continue. Okay, and then you review again. So once everything look correct, you confirm, want to proceed, want to request, just type delete here, and then you click confirm. Okay, so once you click confirm, your request will be sent to Puan Zunika. Okay, she will review to approve or reject. If Puan Zunika approve your request, so the paper will be removed from Turnitin databases. Okay, but it's recoverable for 30 days, just in case lah. Okay, recoverable for 30 days. Okay, but if Puan Zunika rejected your request, then the paper will remain in Turnitin databases. Okay, so for permanent deletion request, this request can only come from instructor account. Okay, so student account, they don't have this function. Students cannot request for permanent deletion. Okay, if let's say your students would like to request to delete their paper from Turnitin databases, they have to request from the lecturer. So meaning that they have to get an approval from the lecturer. And then if you approve, okay, you cannot remove. You have to request to Turnitin admin. Okay, so you can request permanent deletion from instructor account, and your request will be sent to the Puan Zunika, the Turnitin admin. Okay, so students they cannot simply request for permanent deletion. That's why I did mention, if students got access for the instructor account, they can manipulate their paper by themselves. Okay, so this is another new features that Turnitin launched last year. Okay, for last year, Turnitin launched 2 new features: exclude assignment templates and permanent deletion request. Okay, on April. This year, April, maybe Turnitin will launch the new the AI writing detector. Yeah, that one. I will keep update, get information from the Turnitin team and update all the administrators for the institutions. Okay, they did mention as early as April lah. Okay, all right. Any questions for the paper deletion? Ada soalan? Okay, student required to log in their own account before can upload the assignment. Yes, as mentioned, students have to have their own Turnitin account as a student. Okay, as lecturer, you have to provide the class information, class ID and class enrollment key. Okay, I will share the videos for the students, the tutorial videos for the students. Very simple. For students part, it's very simple and straightforward. Okay, so assume that I want to have a look on these students, B and Sun. Okay, gejala plagiarisma 91%. So this is sample paper in Bahasa Melayu. Okay, I just click here to view the report. Okay, so this is the latest interface, the feedback studio. On the left will be the student assignment, students paper text with all the similarities, highlighted contents. Okay, and then on the right, you can see different tabs with different colors. Okay, as I mentioned, the blue tabs is for Turnitin grade mark, Turnitin online marking. Okay, I will cover the grade mark session later if we have time. And then the red tab is for the originality check. Okay. And then if you enable grammar checking, you can see the purple tab here. Okay. So the purple tab is for grammar checking. And the gray tabs here for the download. Okay. For the report downloads and the submission information. All right. So now I'm going to explain to you for the originality check tab first. Okay. For the red tabs first. Okay, so untuk red tabs, originality check tab. Okay, so we can see here got 6 different tabs. Okay, 6 different tabs. We go through one by one. Okay, the first tab, this is what we call flags for review. Okay, flags for review. What is flags for review? Flags for review, if Turnitin notice something strange. Okay, Turnitin will flag it for you to review. If Turnitin notice something strange, Turnitin will flag it for you to review. Okay, so what I can say for this flags for review is if students manipulate the submissions. Okay, sekiranya students manipulate submission dengan 2 cara. Okay, only these 2 method. Turnitin will flag it for you to review. Okay, apa caranya? Okay, the first method, I did mention about the hidden quotation marks. Okay, that is a part of it. The hidden text. Okay, the hidden text, hidden quotation marks. So if students manipulate the submissions by putting the hidden text, hidden quotation marks, Turnitin will flag it for you to review. Okay, and then the second one, the characters, replace characters. Okay, some characters in different alphabets can look similar enough. So if students manipulate the submissions by replacing any characters, Turnitin will detect as a flag. Okay. A flag is not necessarily an indicator of a problem. Okay, kalau ada flag bukan bermaksud paper bermasalah. However, we recommend you focus your attention on the flags for further review. Okay, for example, these students biensan gejala plagiarisme. When you look at the flags for review here, 0 flag. Okay, no flag issue. So when you click flags for review, 0 flag, no hidden text, no replace characters. Okay, as I mentioned, dua cara hanya dua cara sahaja. Kalau students manipulate, Turnitin will detect as a flag. Okay, sama ada hidden text or replace characters. Okay, so because of this students, Bien San, okay, she don't have any hidden text, she don't have any replace characters, so no flag issue. Okay, I will show you some sample. Okay, let's look at this student. Okay, Aisha Ahmad, symptom of plagiarism 0%. Okay, I just want to highlight here, lowest similarity doesn't mean that the paper is very good. Okay, and highest similarity doesn't mean that the paper is very bad. Okay, it's actually depending on how lecturer interpret the report. Okay, okay. Kita tengok Aisha Ahmad, symptom of plagiarism 0%. Okay, 0%. Okay, tak bermaksud paper ni bagus. Okay, so I just click here to view the report. Okay, so when I click to view the report, okay, Aisha Ahmad, symptom of plagiarism. Okay, Aisha Ahmad, symptom of plagiarism. When I go through the report, Turnitin did not highlight any similarity at all. Okay, so 0% similarity. Okay, but when you look at the flags for review here, you can see got one flag. Okay, ada satu flag. When you click here, flags for review, you can see one flag, hidden text, attempts to throw off similarity detection. Okay, so this report from Aisha Ahmad got one flags, got hidden text. She put the hidden text. Okay, Aisha Ahmad manipulate the submission, the paper. Okay, so what Aisha did was, on the assignment, she put the hidden text, okay, on each space of word. Okay, Aisyah letak teks tersembunyi dekat setiap space perkataan. Okay, on each space of word, she put the hidden text. So when you click here, when you click on hidden text, Turnitin will show it to you. Okay, so I click on hidden text, Turnitin will show it to you. So on each space, she put the hidden text, she put the small letter I. Okay, she changed the font size with the smallest and changed the font color with white. Okay, so we cannot say it's hidden. Okay, on each space of word, she put the hidden text. When you click, Turnitin will show it to you. Okay, so if students manipulate the submissions by putting the hidden text or replace characters, Turnitin cannot detect for similarity because it disturbs the algorithm reading. Turnitin cannot read, but Turnitin will detect as a flag. As I mentioned, flag is not necessarily an indicator of a problem. Okay, but we recommend you focus your attention on the flags for further review. Okay, for example, like this student Aisha Ahmad, when you look at the flags, she manipulated the whole paper. She put the hidden text for the whole paper. That's the reason why she got 0%. So I reject this paper. Okay, she's a big cheater. Okay, you can straight away reject, give the students 0 marks, or kalau ada budi bicara, you can ask students, okay, please redo, remove, and resubmit. Okay, so this is for the flags. Okay, hidden text and replace characters. Okay, any questions for the flag? Ada soalan?
Actually, how it is done, because I did not know, I don't really understand how the student managed to do the hidden text and uh, like get perfect zero similarity.
Okay, because okay, when you look at the report, right? You look at the report, normal. But when you download the original, okay, as instructor, you can download the original. Okay, if let's say students submitted using Microsoft Word, Excel, any file format, okay, you can download the original file. For example, Aisha Ahmad, she submitted using Microsoft Word, so you can download the original file in Microsoft Word. So once you downloaded the report, the paper, you open and you go through the whole paper. When you go through, it looks normal, okay, from the original file lah. But when you highlight certain words, sentence, or paragraph, okay, so this is the original that students submit. When you highlight certain words, sentence, or paragraph, and change the font color with black, you can see the hidden text. Okay, kita akan nampak teks tersembunyi. Macam saya kata, Aisyah dia letak teks tersembunyi dekat setiap space perkataan. Okay, each space of word, she put the hidden text. She put the small letter I, okay, huruf I kecil. Change the font size with the smallest, 5. And change the font color with white. Okay, bila kita tukar warna putih, so kita tak nampak. So it's hidden. Okay, this is the way how students manipulate lah by putting the hidden text. Boleh, Doktor?
Yeah, but it is a very rigorous attempt, huh? Because like you have to put like every word this.
Yeah, betul. Correct. Because some lecturer, wow, the students so good. She put more effort lah. Actually, no. Actually, ada cara. Because I someone from UTHM library, he tagged me in the Facebook. Got one videos showing you how to do something like this. Okay, so what the students did was they are using the find and replace method. Okay, they are not do one by one, word by word. They are using this kind of method. So find what, students will put space. Replace with, we'll put space and small letter I. Okay, and then just click more, click format, and click font. So just change lah the font size with the smallest, change the font color with white. Okay, when you click OK, click replace all. So all the space will be replaced with the space small letter I. But because change the color with white, so it's hidden. You cannot see. Okay, you cannot see. Okay, so when you highlight again and change the font color, you can see the hidden text. Okay, the hidden text. Okay, so student bukan buat satu, word by word. Ada cara.
This is a revelation because yeah, I think a very perfect student seems a very like liar.
Yes. That's why I mentioned this student she's a big cheater. Okay, because impossible for students to get 0%. Maybe there might be something wrong with with the report. Okay, because impossible for students to get 0%. Okay.
What is your suggestion for filter? And then because if you put the word very small, like 2 or 3, then like it's going to cover almost everything, you know. What is the reasonable number for percentage and words to check similarity?
You mean the allowable percentage?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, for the allowable or acceptable percentage, actually depends on the institution. I think most of the institution, they have set the allowable percentage 20 to 30%, or maybe CPS or also set the allowable. Okay.
Cik Mazlan, just sharing my experience with one of my PhD student. You
Yeah.
know, when we sent our copyright, she got both a 0% for her similarity index, but the red flags is not there, meaning that she did it from scratch. You know, so I really think that this red flag is new things to me. I'm never aware, but thankful enough, it was 0 lah in the red flags. But
Okay.
what I'm going to say here is that sometimes our students is really good. You know, they put
Yes.
their efforts to do things from scratch and get to know the background of the students, not simply judging them, saying that
Alright.
they are doing
Alright.
plagiarism. So get to know their background, get to know their details from the previous
Yes.
lecturer. I would say that, okay, this is a technology to assist us, but sometimes when you get to know your students better, then you understand why these things happen. Just sharing some experience because I have 2 copyrights with 0% and no red flags at all.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Just
Absolutely.
sharing my
Yes.
experience, real
Yes.
experience. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Okay. Thank you for your sharing, Doctor.
Mhm.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Any questions for the flags? Okay. On the chat window, what if students plagiarize by using tags in picture format? Yes. Also, this is another way how students manipulate. I will show you some sample later for this part. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go back to the BN Sun paper. Okay. That is for the flags. Now we go to the second tab. Okay, the second tab here, mesh overview. When you click, okay, you can see the matching sources. Okay, all the list of the matching sources here. Okay, so the similarity number 1, it comes from the source number 1, website number 1. Okay, you can see on the similarity number 1, first 2 paragraph Turnitin highlighted with the red color. But some words like penciplakan atau penghasilan, utusan online 2007, Turnitin did not highlight as similarity. So that will be the student original words. Okay. So when I click on the similarity number here, or you click on the source here, okay, so you can see this source is from www.utusan.com.my. Rencana Arkib 31 Disember 2007. This article from this writer. Okay. So when you click here, full source view. Okay. When you click full source view, Turnitin will show up a side-by-side comparison. Okay, show up a side-by-side comparison. As you can see from the original website Utusan, menciplak, these students change it into penciplakan. Okay, dia tukar imbuhan. Menciplak to penciplakan. Okay, menghasilkan semula atau students change to atau penghasilan semula. Okay, students not just change the imbuhan for hasil mengkan to pengan, she also rephrase. Okay, menghasilkan semula atau penghasilan semula. So this is how Turnitin will do the detection. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. This is an example. Okay. You can see on the similarity number 1. Okay. Just an example for you to understand lah. Okay. I believe most of you understand. Okay. Similarity number 1, Turnitin highlighted with the red color for the first 2 paragraph. Okay. And you can see these students put acknowledgement here, Utusan Online 2007. As I mentioned, Turnitin cannot detect for plagiarism. Turnitin only detect for similarity. Okay, similarity against Turnitin databases. Okay, so for example, if your students do the assignment, okay, and the students using the content from any sources, doesn't matter. Internet content, publishers contents, or students paper, okay, doesn't matter, any sources. Okay, so even though your students put acknowledgement, they cited properly, the quotes properly, as long as that particular contents available in Turnitin databases, Turnitin still highlight as similarity. Okay, for example, like this student's BN Sun, okay, she took the content from Utusan online. Okay, so even though she acknowledged from Utusan, okay, because this content available in Turnitin databases, Turnitin still highlight. Okay, so you as a lecturer, you have to use your own judgment to judge whether all the highlighted contents are plagiarism or not, students plagiarize or not. Okay, got issues or not. Okay, so for example, if let's say, okay, as I mentioned, this is just an example. Of course, there are proper way how to acknowledge the source, how to quote properly, how to cite it. Okay, so this is just an example. If let's say, okay, for this one, Turnitin highlighted, students acknowledge, so no issues, no plagiarism, for example. You as a lecturer, you can exclude the sources here. Okay, you can click here to view match breakdown. Okay, and then you can see exclude sources button here at the bottom. Okay, when you click exclude sources button and you take the source from utusan, okay, just now we review this similarities, no issues. So you can tick here to exclude and you can click exclude button. So when you click exclude, it will brings down the percentage from 91% became 58%, and Turnitin won't highlight the similarity on the content. Okay, Turnitin won't highlight the content for the similarity. Okay, so you as a lecturer, you have to use your own judgment to judge your students' paper. Okay, as mentioned by Dr. Just now the doctor, you know your students better, so you judge your students. Okay, you know your students better, you judge your students. Okay, as a lecturer, you have to go through the whole paper, go through the whole sources. Okay, so you cannot rely on the percentage because the percentage only showing you the similarity index. Okay, this is the similarity index, not plagiarism index. Okay, not plagiarism index. Okay, because got some lecturers or supervisors lah. Okay, when they get the report from the students, okay, Turnitin report from the students, let's say 60% similarity index, some lecturer or supervisor, they straight away reject the report without go through the whole paper, without go through the whole paper, without go through the whole sources. Because if you go through the whole paper, you go through the whole sources, you can help students to exclude the source to brings down the percentage instead of you ask students to redo, rephrase, resubmit. Okay, because for me, it depending on the courses taken by the student. If let's say students take the law course or pengajian Al-Quran, Sunnah, Hadis. Okay, if students do the assignment, let's say they are using all the court case, using all the law acts, they're using ayat-ayat Al-Quran, okay, all the facts that we cannot change, but as long as students acknowledge the cited properly the codes, okay, even though Turnitin highlight a similarity, but no issue, you can help students to exclude the source and brings down the percentage. Okay, right. Any questions so far?
Cik Mazlan, sorry.
Yes.
We had an issue on the past year. The student submitted an Arabic thesis, and his similarity index was 11%. But we checked with the supervisor and also a team of lecturers because we suspected there was plagiarism because the wordings that he used was not, I mean, it wasn't grammatically correct.
Okay.
So upon checking, we found out that he actually translated the huge portion, I mean, 3 or 4 chapters from an English work to Arabic.
Okay.
And then so bila they run plagiarism check in Arabic, it's not caught. So it's only 11%. So he kept arguing that his plagiarism check is only 11, his similarity index is only 11%. So why is he being subjected to scrutiny?
Understand. Okay, mungkin untuk case macam ni, untuk translated content, doktor boleh cuba untuk enable translated matching lah. Okay, if you enable translated matching, okay, any content in English, students translated to any languages, okay, Turnitin akan, for example, this one, you can see English here, EN, English, meaning that got translation for the content. When you click here to view the report, okay, untuk translation, Turnitin will provide you with a separate report. Okay, if you enable translated matching, okay, and students do the translation, okay, Turnitin will generate a separate report. Okay, for example, like this one. Okay, you can see this is the similarity index for the translation, 32%. Okay, when you click view standard source, this is okay, sorry. This is match for the translation 3%. This is the from the original source English, 32%. Meaning that those highlighted are translated from English. Okay. So you can try to untuk enable translated matching lah dekat assignment setting tu. So kalau ada translation daripada English kepada bahasa Arab, Turnitin dekat report tu dia akan ada EN, English. Maksudnya ada translation, ada translated content yang Turnitin highlight sebagai similarity. You can see separate report lah. Satu standard source, satu lagi English source.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Can you show the command how we can detect for the translation again?
Okay, for example, this report got translation lah. When you click, okay, as I mentioned, for the translation, if you enable, Turnitin will generate a separate report. Okay, meaning that two reports lah. When you look at the mesh overview, you can see standard sources. Okay, so the standard sources here, and the English source. Okay, English source. So English source 3% similarity. Standard source 32% similarity. So meaning that those highlighted content here actually translated, okay, from English to this language. I think this one is the Chinese language. Okay, they translated from English to Chinese. Okay, so Turnitin still able to detect similarity. Okay.
Can
So
you
this
show
is the
can you show any example how, let's say that you just pick up one assignment and then how do we apply this translation checking?
This is the example lah. Okay, the original content in English. Okay, students translated to Chinese language here. Okay, and then submit. If you enable the translated matching, so you can see separate report here, standard source and English source.
Maknanya kan masa kita buat setting tadi, we have to take dekat enable translation matching lah kan?
Yes. On the assignment settings, got one enable translated matching, yes or no. If you choose yes, kalau student buat translation, Turnitin akan detect lah kalau ada similarity for the translation. Okay. Tapi kalau pilih no, even students do the translation on the content, Turnitin tak boleh detect sebab you tak enable the translated matching. Okay.
Cik Mazlan, if you don't mind, boleh tak tunjuk balik macam mana yang setting untuk yang translated version tu ya?
Okay.
Sebab mungkin I terlepas pandang tadi.
Okay, dekat assignment settings, okay. Dekat optional settings here, you can go through the optional settings. Dia ada satu enable translated matching. Okay, so kalau you pilih yes to enable, so kalau ada submission yang ada translation, Turnitin akan yang ada translation, Turnitin akan highlight something like this lah. Ada EN. EN ni maksudnya English lah.
Oh,
So
okay.
meaning that this paper dia ada translated content yang Turnitin highlight as similarity.
Oh, dia bukan auto setting yang dekat Turnitin ni.
Tak, dekat assignment
Dia
setting
kita
kita
kena
kena
set
set.
lah. Alright.
Yes,
Okay,
you have to set
terima
your assignment setting lah. It's not auto lah. Okay. Alright. Okay, another thing is I want to show you. Okay, let's look at these 4 students. We're running out of time. I try to go quickly. These 4 students, sorry. Aisyah Ahmad, Trainer Turnitin, Adam Chin, and Josephine Mary. Okay, when you look at these 4 students, right? Okay, all the students late submission. Okay, submit lambat. Okay, different students. But when you look at the assignment title, okay, all these 4 students got the same assignment title, symptom of plagiarism. Okay, but when you look at the similarity score, all the students got different score. Okay, Aisyah 0, Turnitin 49, Adam Chin 79, Josephine Mary 82%. Okay, ada lecturer kata it's just the assignment title. Okay, actually not just an assignment title, the content. Okay, all these 4 students actually submitted exactly the same content to Turnitin. Okay, submitted exactly the same content to Turnitin, same paper, same content to Turnitin. Okay, Trainer Turnitin is the original author for this paper. Symptom of plagiarism, submit to Turnitin, got 49%. When I click here to view the report, okay, from Trainer Turnitin, 49% match. Okay, when you go through the report, okay, got some similarities for the content, 49%. But when you look at the flags, no flag issue. Okay, so Trainer Turnitin is the original author lah. Okay, so now we know that Aisyah Ahmad actually copied from Trainer Turnitin. Okay, because of she manipulated the whole paper. Okay, and she submit to Turnitin, she got 0%. Okay, because she manipulated the whole paper. So no match against the Trainer Turnitin lah. But when you look at the content, exactly the same content lah. Okay. Okay, so she manipulated the whole paper, she got 0%. And then Adam Chin, symptom of plagiarism 79, same thing. He copied from Trainer Turnitin and he manipulated a little bit. Okay, he manipulated a little bit, so he got 79%. When I click here to view the report, okay, when I click to view the report from Adam Chin, symptom of plagiarism, okay, as mentioned, exactly the same content. Okay, Turnitin highlight as similarity, 79% match with the student's paper submitted to I group, the apex knowledge. Okay, and then when you look at the flags here, got 1 flag. Okay, 1 flag when you click got hidden text. Okay, hidden text on this paragraph. When you click on the hidden text here, you can see where is the hidden text lah. Okay, when I click, same thing on this paragraph, same thing what Aisyah did. Okay, so Adam put the hidden text on each space of word. The small letter I, change the font size and change the font color. So for the paragraph number 3, Adam copied from Aisyah. Okay, that's why even though Adam Chin put the hidden text, Turnitin still highlight as similarities because this similarity match with Aisyah paper. Okay, I will show you how to trace. And then another thing is on the second paragraph, on the second page, also got the hidden text here, hidden quotation marks. You can see on this paragraph, got open inverted commas and close inverted commas, but it's hidden, so you cannot see. Okay, so if the students put the hidden quotation marks and in the setting you choose no. You choose yes. Okay, sorry. You choose yes, exclude quoted materials. Turnitin cannot detect for similarity. Okay, for this one, Turnitin still highlight as similarity because for exclude quotes, I choose no. Okay, so in the main setting, if I choose yes, if students put the hidden quotation marks, Turnitin cannot highlight for similarity. So please bear in mind on the quoted materials. Okay, sometimes even that this paragraph is not actually quotation, but student just put the quotation marks. If you choose yes to exclude, Turnitin won't highlight for similarity. Okay, but if you choose no to exclude, even though students put the hidden quotation mark, Turnitin still highlight as similarity. If got any similarity, Turnitin will highlight lah. Okay, right. And then another thing is on the second paragraph and the last paragraph on the first page, Turnitin did not highlight similarities at all. Okay, tak adalah kata tak mustahil. Okay, tapi just to make sure lah, just to make sure. Okay, you can download the original file. Okay, if students using the Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, any file format, you can download. Just to make sure, just to check. Okay, on the second paragraph and the last paragraph on the first page, Turnitin did not highlight. Okay, when you download the original file from Adam Chin, you go through, looks normal. Okay, looks normal. But just now we saw in this paragraph got hidden text, right? So you can check lah. Okay, you can highlight certain words, sentence, or paragraph. Maybe you can highlight this paragraph and you can change the font color. You can see the hidden text. Okay, you can see the hidden text. And then the second paragraph and the last paragraph on the first page, Turnitin did not highlight as similarity. Okay, tak adalah tak mustahil Turnitin tak highlight, tapi just to make sure when you look at the original file, this paragraph actually screenshot text. Okay, maksudnya ini adalah image. It's image. Same thing with this one, also image, screenshot text. Okay, back to the question just now from okay, lecturer. Okay, what if students plagiarize by using text in picture format? Screenshot text, so Turnitin cannot detect for similarity. As I mentioned, Turnitin only detect similarity for the text. Okay, for image, screenshot text, Turnitin cannot detect. Okay, so this one, image, screenshot text. This one also image, screenshot text. So Turnitin cannot detect for similarity for this paragraph and this paragraph. Okay, all right. So if you don't want to download the original file, you can check from the report. Okay, so from the report here, right? If you can highlight the text, meaning that editable. Okay, if you cannot highlight the text, meaning that this is image. Okay, so now I try to highlight from the first paragraph to the third paragraph. Left click and highlight. Okay, so for the first paragraph, Turnitin highlighted. Third paragraph also Turnitin highlighted, but second paragraph Turnitin cannot highlight. So meaning that this is the image. Okay, for image, even though text you cannot highlight. Okay, I try to highlight but cannot. So this is image. Okay, if editable, you can highlight the text. Okay.
Whereas if we use words, then we can detect which part is image and which part is the type text. But
Yes.
if it is sent by PDF, can we do the same? Can we differentiate between the one which being sent as image and the one which being typed?
Okay, if editable PDF. Okay, editable. Let me try. Okay, if editable PDF. Okay, for example, like this one. This one PDF. I download as PDF. Okay, if editable, you can highlight the text. But if screenshot text, if image, when you click, it's highlighted the whole something like this lah. Meaning that this is the image. Okay, if you try to highlight the text, but it highlights something like this, meaning that this is image. If editable text, when you highlight, you can highlight the text. You can copy some more, meaning that this is editable. If non-editable, screenshot, image, when you click, then it highlights something like this. So you cannot, when you try to copy image, not text.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Cik Mazlan,
yeah.
for the file in PDF, can we detect this one, height flag?
Yeah,
No, you should
the flag, right?
Yes, just now you showed in words. How about in PDF? Because thesis consists of many number of pages, so sometimes we require student to submit in PDF. So can we detect the flag in PDF format?
In PDF, if you can, okay, if students submitted using PDF, right? But when you look at the report, got flags. When you download PDF, you cannot see the hidden text lah. Maybe you can convert to words, then you can check lah.
So in that case, better to advise students submit in Word, correct? Rather than PDF.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just if let's say you want to check from the original file lah, it's better for students to submit in Microsoft Word or Excel or PowerPoint. Okay. All right. Let's go back to Adam Chin. Okay. And then when we look at the mesh overview, just now we saw 79% match, right? 79% match. When you click here to view match breakdown, you can see two source here, 69% and 10%. Okay, 69% match when you click, 69% match with the student's paper. When you click, you can see which student's paper. Okay, so when I click, 69% match with this student's paper from Turnitin. Okay, and then another 10% match when you click here and click here, you can see which students match 10%. Okay, 10% match with the student's paper from this student Aisyah Ahmad. Okay, so maybe the 10% tu yang the copy yang ada hidden text, just one paragraph. Okay, even though got flag hidden text, then it still highlight as similarity lah sebab match dengan Aisyah Ahmad. Okay, Adam Chin copy for this paragraph. Okay, alright. And then if you switch to the old report, the text only report, you can see at the bottom here, text only report. Okay, this is for the old report lah. When you switch the text only report, you can straight away see the breakdown. Okay, so you can see here, 69% match with the student's paper from this class, MGM 3211 Marketing Management Sem 1 2021. This class lah. Okay, match with this paper from this assignment 6. So this is assignment 6. And 69% match with this paper ID, 1746099. When you look at this paper ID belongs to trainer Turnitin. 1746099.
Assalamualaikum, Cik Mazlan.
Ya, salam.
Macam mana nak tengok balik yang report tadi?
Report mana tu?
Yang sebelum ni tadi yang kita nampak ada similarity index and then dia
just klik je pada color ni, so dia akan, kita boleh tengok. Bila kita klik yang ni, dia akan buka report yang ni lah. Okay, just click here, so dia akan tunjuk report lah. Kita klik sini untuk kita view report yang macam ni. Kalau yang ni adalah report yang lama lah, kita you can
yeah, this one.
Oh, this one. Okay, you dekat bawah ni dia ada satu text only report. Kat bawah ni, nampak? Okay. Yang text only report ni untuk report yang lama lah. Untuk text only report. Bila kita klik, dia akan switch to text only report yang lama macam ni. Ini report lama lah. Okay, dia bukan tunjuk original paper macam ni. Macam ni kita akan nampak macam original student
Paling
paper. Tapi
nak beri report for student to attach function tu macam mana?
maksudnya nak download report. For download nanti saya akan tunjukkan lah. Yang tu download tu untuk yang butang warna kelabu ni untuk download. Nanti saya akan go through lah.
Macam web page punya. Kita boleh download as a PDF file.
Okay, untuk download report Turnitin, bila kita download memang dalam format PDF. Okay, for Turnitin report, bila kita download, when you download the report, okay, it's in PDF format. Okay, and then another 10% here, okay, from the same class, same assignment, but different paper ID lah. Okay, 174-600-6768. So this paper ID belongs to Aisyah Ahmad lah. 10%, 174-600-6768. So within the class, within the lecture account, if students copying each other, you can trace something like this. Okay, kita boleh tengok siapa copy siapa. But for Turnitin, who submit first consider original paper lah. Okay, if let's say Aisyah copy tapi Adam copy tapi Adam submit dulu. Okay, baru Turnitin submit. So bila assignment due, Turnitin akan buat another round of checking. So mungkin percentage dia akan jadi lain lah. Okay, mungkin percentage dia akan jadi lain. Mungkin yang Turnitin walaupun dia original author, mungkin Turnitin ni percentage lagi tinggi match dengan Adam Chin. Sebab siapa submit dulu untuk Turnitin, who submit first consider original. That's why you have to go through the whole paper. You know your students better. You judge your students. Okay. Alright, so now we know that Adam Chin copy from Turnitin got matching, okay, got flags, got manipulation on the screenshot text. Okay, so when he submit to Turnitin, he got 79 lah. Okay, same thing with Josephine Mary. Okay, Josephine Mary, she copied from Turnitin without any manipulation. Okay, she did not change anything. She just copy blindly lah and submit. So she got 82% higher than Adam lah. Why not 100%? Because for the cover page, I upload as assignment template. So it won't be included in the similarity matching lah. Okay, that's why not 100% match. Just 82% lah, just for the content. Okay. All right. And then
can you show how to do the assignment template thing? Just to exclude
I will show later on the filter and settings. Or I will show now lah. Okay. This is for the mesh overview. The third tab also same thing. All sources from here you can exclude because you can see the exclude sources here. As mentioned, you have to go through the whole paper. You go through the whole sources. If those sources, those highlighted content, no plagiarism issues, no students not plagiarized, or no other issues that you can help students to exclude, then you help students to exclude the source. Okay, and then next step, filters and settings. So from here, you can exclude lah for the quoted materials, bibliography, small sources, and assignment template. Okay, for example, exclude sources. If let's say I want to exclude by percentage, by 10%, for example. So when you click apply changes in the report given by Turnitin, they will show you the matching for more than 10%. Okay. Okay, before that, let me show you this one first. Okay, another thing on the match overview, you can see here 9% match with the student's paper from Surabaya University. So when you click here, okay, you cannot see the student's paper. Okay, so if got any matching from the student's paper from different institution, you cannot see the student's paper. Okay, even though within the same institution, but different lecturer classes also, you cannot see the student's paper. Okay, but if within the same instructor, same class, okay, same instructor or different classes, you can still detect. For example, like these 4 students, because these students copying each other with the same class, same instructor, so kita boleh trace lah siapa copy siapa. But if different institution, you cannot see the student's paper. Within the institution, but different lecturers' account, you cannot trace. But what you can do, you can click here and you can send a request lah to view this paper. So the request will be sent to the original instructor lah from Surabaya University, whether they allow me to view their students' paper or not lah. If they allow me to view the paper, the whole document will be sent to the email. Okay, the whole document, the whole paper will be sent to the email. But if they don't allow me to view their students' paper, okay, I won't receive anything lah. Okay, same thing if someone from another institutions request to view the student's paper from IIUM, so the request will be sent to you, whether you allow them to view your student's paper or not. Okay, this is to protect the student's intellectual property. Okay, Turnitin protect the student's paper. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the filters. Okay, let's say 10%. Okay, I want to exclude, apply changes. In the report given by Turnitin, they will show you the matching for more than 10% match. If less than 10%, like just now you saw the 10%, 9% match with the student's paper from Surabaya University, right? So Turnitin won't show it to you and Turnitin won't calculate for the similarity index. Okay, same thing goes to by word count. If let's say I put 50 words. So in the report given by Turnitin, they will show you the matching for more than 50 words. If less than 50 words match, Turnitin won't highlight to you and Turnitin won't calculate for the similarity index. Okay. Itu small sources lah. That's why I mentioned untuk small sources by percentage, it depends. Okay, sebab ini bukan percentage untuk acceptable ataupun allowable percentage. Okay, as mentioned, most of the institution, they set allowable percentage 20 to 30%. Sebab ada case sebelum ni, one of the lecturer, they set by percentage, okay, that lecturer put the allowable percentage on the main assignment settings. Okay, they put the allowable percentage 30%. So bila student dia submit paper, semua students report 0%. Okay, and then dia call saya dan tanya, kenapa student report dia semua 0%? So bila saya check setting dia, dekat main assignment setting, exclude source by percentage, dia pergi letak allowable percentage 30%. Okay, sebab tu semua student dia bila submit, report dia dapat 0%. So if you find out that your students report 0%, you have to check. As I mentioned, it's impossible for students to get 0% similarity. Okay, so you have to check. Maybe your students manipulate the submissions like Aisyah Ahmad. Okay, they manipulate, dia dapat 0%. Or maybe you set the setting wrongly. Okay, that's why I mentioned for the assignment settings, it's very important for you to understand the settings, the assignment setting. If you set the setting wrongly, maybe students boleh dapat 0% macam BN Sun, dia dapat 0% because I set the setting wrongly. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, so if you find out that your students report 0%, kena check lah. Mungkin student manipulate ataupun kita tersilap set assignment setting. So dia dapat 0%. Okay, sebab mustahil untuk student dapat 0%. Even lecturer pun mustahil untuk dapat 0%. Sebab untuk Turnitin, even the common words, kata nama, Turnitin still akan highlight as similarity. So if the students report 0%, So something's wrong, you have to check. Okay, you have to check. Okay, and then another thing is, okay, let's look at these students. Okay, bila kita tengok dekat students ni, trainer Turnitin, okay, this students report. Okay, when you look at the cover page of assignment, Turnitin highlighted as similarity. Okay, similarity number 5 got matching 4%. Okay, so if you upload this cover page as assignment template, you can exclude from the filter lah. Okay, let's say I upload this cover page as assignment template, I can exclude assignment template. When you click apply changes, so it brings down the percentage and then it won't highlight the cover page as similarity. Okay, so this is for the assignment template. Same thing goes to the bibliography. Okay. So you look at these students, the references here, Turnitin highlighted as similarity. Okay, similarity number 1, 27% match for the references. This one reference, this one also reference, ini rujukan, and then number 3 also reference, Turnitin highlighted 7% match. Okay, so you go through the whole this page, the whole page is the list of references, but Turnitin highlighted as similarity. Okay, so if no issues, you can go to the filter settings, exclude bibliography. When you click apply changes, Turnitin won't highlight the list of the references as similarity. Okay, so brings down the percentage to 20%, and Turnitin only highlight similarity for the content. Okay, for the content only. Okay, untuk cover page, assignment template, saya exclude, Turnitin tak highlight. Untuk bibliography, senarai rujukan, saya exclude bibliography pun Turnitin tak highlight lah as similarity. So from 49, 47, now 20%. Okay, ada soalan? Any questions? And then when you refresh on your account, you can see the latest similarity score. Okay, sebab tadi ada lecturer yang tanya untuk exclude matches tu. Macam mana nak apply kan? Okay. Okay, for example like this student Daniel Chu. Okay, 11%. Okay. So when you look at the match overview, okay, most of the sources here 2%. Okay, one source got 2% and the rest 1% less than 1%. Okay, less than 1%. Okay, so as mentioned, you have to go through the whole paper, go through the whole sources. Okay, if those sources, no issues, no plagiarism issues, students not plagiarized, or no other issues that you can exclude. Okay, let's say I go through for the whole 1 and less than 1% match, no issues. So you can exclude lah. So instead of you exclude 1 by 1, okay, because so many 1% here. Instead of you exclude 1 by 1, waste of your time, you can exclude by percentage. You just put 2% lah. So when you put 2% in the report given by Turnitin, it will show you the matching for more than 2%. Okay, so less than 2%, just now 1%, less than 1%, Turnitin won't show it to you. Okay, and Turnitin won't calculate for the similarity index. Okay, that's how you can apply for the percentage lah, the exclude sources lah by percentage. Okay, please do not put the allowable percentage here. Okay, 20%, 25 or 30%. Okay, this is just for the small sources. Okay, case by case lah. That's why you have to go through the whole paper for your each students. Okay.
Cik Mazlan.
Yeah.
So to referring to this one, to exclude certain items from the list of this similarity. So before we running this test, we can click yes to exclude bibliography. Click yes.
Yes.
Heroes and small sources. So
Yes.
that helps us to shorten in time to get the reports rather than filtering one by one, right? Correct.
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, and then another thing is, you can see the student's paper, right? Liana Anwar, plagiarism 6%. Okay. When I click to view the report, this is just one page lah, one page. Okay. For this one, actually, I just type plagiarism on the chat GPT. Chat GPT, I submit, then it cannot highlight for similarity lah. As I mentioned, for chat GPT, any AI writing tools, okay, turn it in. The product is ready, but it turn in don't add to the functionality to the originality yet. Okay, as mentioned, as early as April lah. So at the moment, anything from ChatGPT then it cannot highlight lah. Okay, for this one, even just one paragraph, I just go to the ChatGPT, I just type plagiarism and came out with this one. I just copy and submit to Turnitin. Then it cannot detect this one from ChatGPT. But later, in April, we can try lah. We can try. Okay. All right. Okay. That's it for the filter settings. And
Last
then,
question.
okay.
Cik Mazlan, okay, just now in the early of the session, you show us how to make a request for permanent deletion from the system. That's a new feature was started last year, but I tried to apply it from my 2 papers that I have submitted to Turnitin last year also, 2022, but I cannot find the new feature, the interface to delete permanently. Why? I have 2 articles that cannot permanently. I cannot find the features. It only shows
only,
that.
Only remove from inbox.
Sorry.
Only remove from inbox.
Remove from front box.
You click here. You click this one. Only remove from inbox. You don't see request permanent deletion.
Okay. When I click the deletion to delete the paper, and it's stated here, are you sure you want to delete this assignment? The scaling for the entries in this in the gradebook will be reset to their naturalized values.
No. If you like to request, right, you have to tick first. You cannot tick so many papers because you have to do one by one. You cannot do for multiple papers.
No, this one paper, article paper that I've run Turnitin to get the Turnitin similarity reports. So I click delete. So it mentioned here, do you want to remove this class from your homepage? There is no class, this is a paper, manuscript for the journal. Please note that the data from this class will not be deleted. You and your student, however, will no longer have access to this class or any papers within the class. If you would like to remove this class, click OK. So if I click OK, so do I need to inform Sister Zunika as well?
That one, I think you delete the class, not the paper.
Oh, okay. Then
Okay,
can you show how actually submission
that
for paper?
one, if you see the delete button here, right? If you delete here, this is you delete your class, not paper in the class.
Okay.
This one, if you
Then,
delete this one, right? You see this notification, right? This is delete your class, not paper. If you want to request to delete particular paper, you have to go into the class and go into the assignment and you look for your paper, you tick first here. Let's say I want to remove this paper. When you tick here, you can see the delete button here. Later, I will share the tutorial videos how to request for permanent deletion to Puan Zunika to share to all of the participants today. Okay. Okay, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just inquiry, if we request for permanent deletion, does it mean that it's going to delete from database and it's not going to be used for similarity index anyway?
Yes, correct. It will be removed from Turnitin databases. So in future, if submit same paper again, it won't match against the previous submission that you submitted to Turnitin lah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Mazlan,
Okay.
are you showing us the quick submit function?
Yes. Let me finish for this part first. Real quick, because I understand we're running out of time. Okay. And then next step, excluded sources. These are all the list of the excluded sources, meaning that all the sources from mesh overview that you exclude will be listed here lah. Just in case, if you would like to restore back, you can tick any sources and you can click restore. So it will restore back to the mesh overview. And then the last step, document details. Okay, for this feature is only available for certain Turnitin license. Okay, for IIUM, I'm not sure. This one is more on the document details side panel. We provide insights lah, insights for files metadata. Okay, what is the metadata? Metadata is descriptive data that contain in a file. Okay, contoh macam when we create a document in Microsoft Word, okay, so document tu dia akan ada tarikh, ada time, description dalam metadata. So from here you can see the metadata lah. This one, if let's say mungkin we can detect for the maybe for the contract cheating or ghost authorship, maksudnya student dia bayar someone untuk buat thesis, something like that lah. Okay, for example like this one. You tengok author name untuk file Daniel. Okay, tapi yang modify orang lain, submit orang lain. So maksudnya mungkin BN ni dia she pay Daniel to do her thesis, something like that lah. Okay, this is for the document details lah. Okay, Turnitin will check for the metadata for the file that student submit lah. Okay, and then for the download, okay, download. When you click, 3 types of download: current view, digital receipt, original submitted file. This one is the original file by the student. Digital receipt is the submission information lah. Okay, ada student's name, ID, paper ID, class name, okay, in PDF format. Okay, for Turnitin report, download current view. Okay, so this is for Turnitin report in PDF format lah. Okay, so instructor, lecturer and students can download Turnitin report in PDF format. Okay, let me show you sample of Turnitin report when you download. Okay, so this is the sample. You can see on the first page, assignment name, student's name, submission details. When you go scroll down, you go through, you can see all the similarities with the similarity number, and the last page will be the mesh overview lah. Okay, all the matching sources. So lecturer, students can download in PDF and print out the report. Okay, all right. Okay, for the quick submit. Okay, for the quick submit. Okay, let me log into my account first. For the quick submit, it's meant for you to check your personal paper. Okay, for personal paper checking, okay, I suggest you to use the quick submit. Okay, for the quick submit, how to use the quick submit? First, you have to okay, first you have to enable or activate the quick submit. For the quick submit, okay, you will see the quick submit tab here. Okay, if you don't see any quick submit tab here, meaning that you haven't activated the quick submit. Okay, for example, my account, I don't see any quick submit tab here. Okay, how to activate the quick submit? On the black bar here, user info, you can click. Okay, you click user info, and then you can see user information or account settings. Okay, you look at on the right side account settings, and you look for activate quick submit. Okay, on the third part here, activate quick submit, you choose yes. Okay, make sure for the quick submit, you activate the quick submit first. Okay, you choose yes, and then you click submit button here. Okay, to change the setting. Okay, and then you can see quick submit tab here. Okay, and then just click on the quick submit. And then you can see submit button here just click on submit button and you can customize your search. Okay, as mentioned, for the quick submit setting, only 2 settings lah. You have to choose the types of databases. Okay, 3 types of databases: internet content, students paper, or published content. And the most important part is submit papers to make sure you choose no repository. Okay, make sure you choose no repository for your personal paper checking. And then just click on submit button. And then you can start to submit your paper. Okay. Okay, for example, single file upload lah. Normally we use the file upload. Okay. Requirements for single file upload. Okay, the file size must be less than 100 megabyte. Or the number of pages maximum 800 pages. And the file types accept by Turnitin editable document. Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, HTML. Okay, editable lah. Scan document cannot detect. PDF encrypted with password pun Turnitin cannot detect. Okay, screenshot text pun cannot detect. Image cannot detect. Okay, if students using Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, they convert to PDF, save as PDF, that one, yes, Turnitin can detect. And then you can choose the file from computer, Dropbox, or Google Drive. For example, I choose from this computer. Okay, choose the file and then you can click upload. Once you uploaded your paper, you can preview your paper here. Okay, you can preview the paper here. And then on the left, you can see the details lah, the author name, assignment title, submission title, file name, size, page count, word count, character count. So once you confirm to submit this paper, just click on confirm button. And then when the submission is completed, you can see the submission date and time here and the submission ID. Submission ID is the paper ID. So the digital receipt will send to the email to keep track the paper ID lah for students. Okay. And then you can click go to assignment inbox and you can monitor your report here. Okay, you can monitor your report here. Okay, if you accidentally set to standard paper repository, your paper will be kept in the Turnitin databases. Okay, so in order for you to remove, you can request from here lah. Same thing lah. Just tick here and then click here, request permanent deletion. If you accidentally set to standard paper repository lah, if you set no repository, you don't have to worry lah. Okay. All right. Any questions, ladies, gentlemen?
Cik
Ada
Mazlan,
soalan?
I have a question.
Mhm.
I was wondering about the repository setting just now.
Okay.
During creating the assignment, you said if we check chapter by chapter, we choose no repository, right?
Yes, correct.
And for thesis, we choose standard paper repository.
Yes.
Is it okay if we also put thesis as no repository? Is it?
Depends. Depends on the lecturer. It depends on you.
Oh, okay. Because because the worry is the same with other colleagues that if we submit a part of it as a manuscript, it turned to us with higher similarity. So I was thinking, is it okay to put thesis as no repository also?
Yeah, it's okay. It depends on the lecturer, whichever that you prefer.
Okay.
But there are the pro and cons lah. As mentioned, kalau kita set no repository, kalau ada junior copy, Turnitin tak boleh trace lah. Okay, mungkin in future junior copy kita baca thesis, macam pernah baca thesis ni, tapi tak ada similarity. Tapi sebenarnya dia copy senior punya. Tapi kalau kita pilih standard, kalau junior copy, Turnitin can trace lah. So there are the pro and cons lah. Depends on the lecturer lah. If you want to set to no repository, it's okay.
Okay. So
Yeah,
if let's say previously we have submit thesis and choose standard repository and we use quick submit to submit manuscript, it will still detect, right?
Yes, correct.
I
if
see.
you set
Okay.
to standard paper repository.
I see. Understood. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. In your account, right, you can see the black bar here, and then you can see the help button here. Okay, so you can click on the help button, and then you can click on the Turnitin website because we are using Turnitin through website. Okay, so all the guides and resources for Turnitin administrator, instructor, and students will be here lah. Okay, so you can play around with it. If you have any problems, any issues on Turnitin, you can refer to the helps button. Okay, the help center here, or you can contact your Turnitin admin, Puan Zunika, or you can contact me directly. I will share my contact details later. Okay. All right. Any questions, ladies, gentlemen? Ada soalan? Okay, if no questions, okay, last but not least, before I pass the session to Puan Zunika, I need your helps to fill out the feedback form. I will share the link on the chat window, or you can scan the QR code. Okay, please help me to fill out the feedback form, just a simple feedback form. Okay. Just in case, if you have any ideas, any suggestions for me to improve for future sessions, feel free to put the remark. Okay, you can click the link on the chat window, and this will be my contact details lah. So if you have any problems, any issues on Turnitin, you can refer to the help center, or you can contact Turnitin admin Puan Zunika. Okay, or you can contact me directly. All right. So if no questions, thank you so much for your kind attention. Have a good day. Happy using Turnitin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And I will share the recorded sessions to Puan Zunika to forward to all of you. And I pass back to Puan Zunika. Thank you.
Thank you, Encik Mazlan. Alhamdulillah, we come to the end of the session. We appreciate the knowledge shared with us today. And also thank you all for joining this training. We hope that this training session improve everyone's knowledge on the use of the Turnitin. And for that, we can close now our session by Tasbih Kifarah and Surah Al-As. Okay, thank you all. Assalamualaikum.
Okay, everyone.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Zunika.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.